Morning everybody. So it is the 25th of October and it's 4 days after we've had the floods, and I'm coming down to Res again. I'll show you at water level in a minute as well. Coming down to Res again, just between Lake 3 and Lake 2, just to see if there's any fish showing in that area where they were stuck the other day. I were told other night that somebody had put a post on saying that somebody's husband had come down trying to get a few out, but he'd brought the wrong gear. It was also a bit late as well, so hopefully a few people have managed to come down and get a few more out. But if not, then I've got a bit of gear in car. Like I've said, I'll have a look first. But point is, water level's down a bit now. All that flood water stopped rushing through. It might just be a bit easier to spot them. So I'll show you at water level anyway. As you can see, Reservoir now has got a lot of water in it. So it's nearly a third up that dam wall now. Up crane and everything over there looks like it's been removed from water. That's a lot further up that bank. But there's actually loads of more water in Res now than what there were before. So I'm gonna have a quick walk down to where we had to strand to fish the other day and have a look just to see if there's any signs or any more. And if there is, I'll come back, and I've got a bit of gear in car, so I'll have another go at getting a few more out. So I mean, if there is, ideally it'd be nice to get them out, but hopefully there's not, for all the right reasons. So go down here and have a look. And then just a little bit further down the lake, just past the sailing club, I'll show you the water here as well. So I'll just spin you around so you can see it. There you go. So the water level now is really up. In fact, the last time I fished here, which was this clip here, this water level now is pretty much same as where it were that day when I was catching carp and skimmers. I was just here with my platform in water, and the water level is actually further up the bank now than what it was back then. So it just goes to show how much water's gone in. Loads of ducks, loads of wildlife. There's a lovely swan somewhere, I think. I'm sure I've seen him again this morning. But there's also a lot of small fish topping in here, and I also seen the other day when I come down that there are a couple of carp that had made their way into main Res as well. So got to be really careful with them. What I'm going to do now is head off down towards between Lake 2 and 3 and have a look and see if we've got any more damage. There's actually the whole bolt mechanism missing off that gate as well. Right, so here we are on the bridge between Lake 1, which is the big Res, and Lake 2, and as you can see, water level here is really high. So it's a tiny little trickle just running through here, just beginning of last week, and now you've got all this expanse of water. So the problem is, it don't look it from video, but all this grass here, a lot of this here, especially this bit, it's as tall as I am, if not taller, especially that bit over there. So fish have travelled in here, they're going to sort of emerge into all this stuff, and then when water level does drop, that's when we're going to have problems. This is Lake 2, Middle Lake. A bit more water in here than what we were in the other day, so I can't see any fish, if many, but there's definitely a lot of small stuff showing and topping everywhere. What I do know is there is some carp in here now, because when we come down the other day, there are a couple just skating across top, just sort of cruising about in shallow water. You've probably got best part of 2 foot of water there. It's really shallow in this part at Res. Right, let's get down to this third lake and go and have a look anyway. Now, this is the gate that I was talking about the other day. The lock has actually been cut. So if you can just see in there, that lock in there, it's been chopped. And on this bit here, there should be a piece of steel sticking out with a loop in it that goes into this part, so you can put your lock through and lock it. Well, the lock's been cut and that's been cut off. So I've done this other day, just trying to use what's left of that lock just to hang it through to keep it shut. And so far that's staying as it is. But right, I can still hear plenty of water pushing over this outlet, but oh, there we go. the outlet's completely gone. So the big grid that actually covers it has gone. Lord only knows where that is. I think there's still just as much water down there as what they were the other day. But that grid has completely gone from there now. It's just not there at all. It's not under the bridge. It must have washed down. There's a lot more water there than the other day as well. And it's because if you look over there, you can slowly see Res starting to fill back up again. I can even see in here as well, flowing water, and it's actually filling back up again. So honestly, without that barrier being on there, and with how much water we've got actually passing through now into the second lake, I think we'd be tiddling it wind, simply because those fish can just come straight through that now without any hesitation whatsoever. That's the only problem now. That barrier, it were we're doing a brilliant job. It's just that with all this rain we've had forecast, we never expected it, and it's just pulled it straight off. I'm going to see any fish drift over that. There's not really much I can do, but I'm going to go down here and have a look anyway, see if we can spot anything. So that's a view from underneath the bridge. That's where the barrier was, bolted onto the back of that damn wall there. If I see it, I won't be surprised, that's all I'm going to say. So I'll have a quick look down here and just see if there's anything I can spot by eye. But even from that angle, look, see all those rocks under that waterfall? Well, those carp come down and they hit those rocks straight away and then make the way down, and even this bit, it's full of rocks here. So it's not a great journey for them, that's for sure. Be careful here, because the actual water table actually comes into grass here, look, so you've got to walk around and be careful. But I've spotted the barrier. You see the wooden plinths over there. So it might be a good idea to get geared up, come down and try and retrieve that before it actually gets wedged in all that stuff over there. But there's actually a lot more water in here now than what there was the other day. So I honestly believe any fish that are in here, as long as they leave that sluice gate how it is, they should be all right in this water. It's not ideal, but they've gone through the worst bit by actually coming down there. And it is quite deep here in places. It's like 3 or 4 foot deep up to my waist, nearly up to my chest in some of these little bits here. And then it's like ankle deep over there, then it's a bit deeper, so on and so forth. I'll go back to the car, I think, and see if there's anything I can do in retrieving that. So what I'm doing now is just gone back to the car, just got waded up in my vase. I've got a net and a handle as well, just in case. I'm not planning on rescuing any fish, because putting them back, it's only going to do them more damage than what they've actually already been through, because if they get out, they've only got to fall back down those rocks again. So aim is just to go and try and retrieve that barrier. Those chaps just down there, they've just walked around, they're regulars and locals. They've just said that they've seen where the barrier is, in water, that they've seen a few dorsal fins in there as well. So I know I just said that I'm not planning on rescuing any fish, but I don't know, I can try and aid them through a bit, I guess. I might end up just leaving them where they are, we'll see what happens. That barrier might just be a bit of wood and mesh and a few bolts, but you've got to remember that somebody's been invoiced for that work. Someone's also been invoiced to have it fitted. All these things cost money, so if I can try and get it out of harm's way, I will do. Last thing you want is that thing sitting at bottom of the lake and sinking, and also getting snagged up in all these bushes as well. So if you can get it out and save it, then it's some material they can reuse again. But we're going to have a look anyway and see how we get on. Right, so here goes. Geared up this time. We have a quick pop down there. Some chaps have said they've seen a few fish down in water in sort of rapids, as you would. And I'm going to go down and see if we can pull that barrier out. Got in the car, told my belongings into the middle of the lake, so, or river, whatever. So just going to leave them over there first. Go and have a look over here at this sign. Go and look over here at this barrier, and hopefully it's just shallow enough over there I can grab it. I was stood up, the big dead carp you've seen on the previous video, and the one I managed to find that was still alive, is right where that barrier is. So I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to go through this way. As you can see, look, water has just completely covered all this grass area. It's a big old piece of man-made gear, that is. Right, let's get through the jungle. This is where you've got to be careful on this outline of these reeds, because there's like areas where you put your foot down and you just carry on, and it's a bit scary. But I'm holding ground quite well at the minute. This is where we got most of the carp out of the day, in this area. So I keep plodding on by foot, keep making sure that I've got something underneath me. So foot down, one at a time. Don't want to just absolutely go under. One, for my own safety, and two, oh, big common over there, look. Oh no. Poor thing. Yeah, so I don't want to go under, don't want to get foam wet. Want to make sure I get as much as I can for you to see. I don't want to walk on this and break it. Oh, there's actually another fish next to it as well. Oh, there's a pike there next to it. Oh dear. Try and get around there first and have a look. Not seeing as many little dead fish as what I were the other day. Oh, what we got here? Big Mr. Perch, I think. Oh, he's gone. That's a shame. Look at him. Lovely perch, probably about £1.50. Just going to place him there out of the way. I reckon he's been dead overnight. He's not completely solid. Oh, what a shame. These lovely big carp here. They're not breathing. They've come through overnight, they have. Oh, what a shame. Could have sworn that one was still alive then. That's just his fin rolling back. He's dead, him. I'm sure of it. Another big common here, look. Oh, just a bit more water and they would have been alright, you know. Such a shame. I know these things can be a bit of a nuisance as well, but yeah, he's gone. Not really the right way to pull a pike, but he's gone as well, look. Probably about £8 him. It's a shame. There's definitely been birds and rabbit down here feeding on fish, because look, that one's chewed up. So there might even be fish trapped underneath this as well, which isn't ideal. It's really shallow here, and what happens is the water actually disperses. Look how quickly it disperses out from being a thin, deep channel. It disperses out really quickly. It's just running over there. It's running all underneath here. Oh, there's another pike there, look. See, my guess is with these pike is that all little fish going out of the opening, these things will just sit there, and they will. Something's had a go at him as well, and they'll be after small fish that they can see. He's a little bit smaller, him, I think. Yeah. Two of them. Shame about them carp. They feel so fresh as well, like they've just, like you'd argue they're still alive, but they're just not. Is that moving? What have I just heard? I can hear something moving. He's still alive, I think. I'm gonna go back and get my net and quickly get him. I think he's still breathing. Let me get him in this bit of water here. See if I can save him. He'll get in there just a little bit. See if we can get some oxygen through him. This one. See, it's one of them. You don't know how long. Oh, I think he's gone, you know. I'm sure he's still alive. I'm going to quickly go back and get a net and come back for him. That's his fin moving on its own then, that. And I've also heard something splashing about in here. Oh, there's another one there. Another carp there, look. He's still... I'm trudging one. I just felt one underneath my foot. I'm sure I've just felt them underneath my foot. Lots of small stuff there. I'm sure I've just felt one. Under here maybe? Something's just gone underneath my feet. Oh, where's he? Where's he? Yes, we've got one alive. He's still going. He isn't enough water there to breathe. So I'm gonna go and get my net. I'm gonna get him and that big mirror there, and I'm gonna see if I can revive him up in the top lake somehow. I might even gamble and take him down here into this one. Right, be back shortly. And yeah, someone you're watching this will think it's a minging job because they're dead. We've got to remember, if we just assume that every single one of them's dead, we're losing a fish unless we check them all. Just checking it steady through here again. See what I mean? It's a lot deeper there, look. Right, got the net. Weather don't look great. It's not been any rain out for today, but it don't look great. But let's go down and get these two. Still passing through, look. Can't see any more fish over there. Make it really steady. Should have brought a container. Hey up! Is he still with us? Mr. Pike. He's still with us, look. He's a bonus. Right. Don't want two carp in there with him. Well, I don't want to risk leaving them any longer, that's for sure. So let's just see what we can do. I'm sure this big chap's still alive, you know. Right, get my net there. Try and scoop him in best I can. Sorry, Mr. Carp. Right, put you there. Now where's the other one? The other one's down here. See tail moving, look. See if it'll go again. What we're doing, let's just game it net and game gone. Right, let's game out. Right, two carp and a pike. Let's try and get them back to safety a bit further down. I'm just going to figure out the quickest way to get down there, and I'll film it when I'm actually next at water's edge. But if we can save these three, that's a bonus. Right, just got him here for a bit, up on Lake 3. That one that we thought were dead is still alive, but he's barely moving. I think it's just sort of muscle memory and a bit of breathing that's keeping him going, but the other big carp and pike, they're both alive and well. So we're just trying to figure out the best thing to do. If I put them in down there, we've got an issue with sluice gate. If I put them in up here, they're going to go back down there again. So I've got the same problem either way, so it's one of them. Do you just pick, they're both risky, but do you pick the one with the least risk? I don't know. So we're just going to have a minute and figure out what I can do, because at the minute I'm a bit stumped. I've made my mind up. I'm actually going to put them back in here. If I put them down at Big Res, it's not that going down sluice gate's a problem, because they can get netted at any point. It's just I ain't got control over whereabouts in that tunnel they get stuck. Up here, they've got the option to go left. Down there, they've got a problem either way they go. So I'm going to let them go in here. This is the big one. Now, I understand there's not really much of him left. He's breathing very slowly, but that's about it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to place him there and just hope that, look, he's coming straight back up, and just hope that he survives. Mr. Pike, he's going to want to jump off. He's really lively, so I'm just going to let him go there. So he's going in there like that. He's off, he's gone. And then this one, he's flapping and ready to go as well. So I'm going to put him straight in there. We've had plenty of air. Time to shoot off. He's gone, I've just felt him kick. This one I'm going to leave up here in shallows and just hope that he comes around, and I'll come back up in a bit and check on him. I think he's on borrowed time anyway, so it's not as if I can do anything more for him. But this area, everything's just floating into here, so it might help just keep him in this area. So I'm going to go back down anyway and have a look and see if I can retrieve any more. But at least that's 3 fish that a couple more hours and they would have been completely gone. So anything's a bonus at this point. Right, so back down here now. The more I think about it, the more it makes sense to put them back up into Lake 3. Oh, big one over there, look. See him? Right, let's try and target that one next. Yeah, as I was saying, I might be able to scoop him out. If I put my handle on, I might be able to scoop him straight out. He's still swimming about over there because his tail just there, look. So I'm going to go and try and grab him as well. Right, there is a fish in this bit, and you won't think it. But I know that because I've just trod on it, so I do apologise, fish. And I think he's another little carp. Here he is, look. And he is alive and kicking as well. So let's try and scoop him up over this net. No, he's wanting to dart off. Oh, come on, you. That's it. There we go. Keep you in that water for a second. See if I can eyeball any more while I'm just in this little bit. They're the ones from earlier. I know it's a sad sight to see, but you'd be surprised how quickly insects and stuff can get through them. So, right, I'm going to get him up here quick and send another one home. Keep dropping him in some water where I can. A bit deeper. Oh. Yeah, look at him, plenty of life in that one. Lots of damage to his back though, look. That's off at rocks as he comes down over that waterfall. Right, let's hike him back up there now. He's had plenty of water, he's very lively. I ain't got any concerns with him. He's going to want to jump straight in. But another little mirror carp being returned back home. So I'll slide him back in here so you guys can see. He wants to shoot straight off there, look. He's gone, happy days. Right, let's go back down and see if we can get some more. Hold me back. Oh, good God. Oh. Right, so off camera, I'm not anywhere near where I have been. I've just come and I've had a poke with net there, and the carp just swam straight out into open up top. Lovely common, and I've just scooped him straight up. And he weren't happy about that, so that's a success. Again, just going to quickly nip him up and get him put in, just so he's out of the way. Another beautiful common. Oh, come here, you. Very lively. There we go. He did not want to wait about. Oh, right. Back down. Oh dear. It's a bit heavy, and I'm not good at lifting stuff. I'm going to try and get it up here out of the way somewhere, just so it's out of sight as well. Right, I'm going to try and swing it. Oh. I'll try and swing it up that way so it's across there, and that should do it for a day. Right, so I've cleared that barrier from up there. That'll stop it from clogging up anymore, and it's now there behind me. So all water can come in now as much as it likes. That's not going to go any further into res, and it's not going to act as a grid for everything to get clogged up on. Got plenty of fish out, there's still some more in here, I can't get them all out. Just need that water level to drop a little bit more. So I'm going to have a nip down to Brook now and have a look. And just see if anything's passed through while fish have been going through, that's all. But so far so good, and another job well done. Pat up back for us anglers, eh? So good job, I put them back up in pond 3 because the sluice gate has been opened wide. That thing is flowing through big time. So like last time, it's even higher than last time as well. Like last time, I'm going to go further down and see if I can spot any fish, but the net that's supposed to catch them has just completely dissolved through. So I want to filter down now and see if I can spot any. But I don't like the look of this at all. That's a lot of water. Some more net that they've put in, just some wooden stakes, but looks for it, that's not doing anything now. It's actually separated into 2 parts, and that water is absolutely flying through. There's a small dead fish down there. Right, I'm going to go a bit further down and have a look. There's another net system a bit further downstream. That's absolutely collapsed, not doing anything whatsoever now. That there could be lots of fish in here. This is very deep. It's a lot deeper than last time, in fact. There's a fish. Oh no, it's a bit of net. So there's some more net there. As it is, that can be quite dangerous because they're just going to get tangled up in it. But that's a lot of water passing through that. So, but next to it, there could even be fish trapped in that net against current. I'm going to go a bit further down and have a look. Now we are at the gate. Again, I'll keep saying it, but there's more water here than last time, so I can't even tell if there's any fish. But there's this barrier system that's been put up, I'm not sure when. I don't think that's going to stop a lot of big fish, but there's also a net system in there as well that's been there for a while. So hopefully, and I know this is quite deep, hopefully that'll house a few fish. I'm going to have to actually come back here and check where water's lower, but this is a problem. There's definitely going to be fish through here now, 100%. I'm going to go a bit further down. Well, I'd like to say I want to carry on, but unfortunately, opening that sluice gate, it's pushing all this water out at Brook, and it's pushed it straight and flooded this farmer's field. So it's going to have to be another waders on job, I think. But this brook, just to give you an idea, it flows down here and just goes around this little bend here. And as you can see, it's been opened far too fast, too much water's coming through, and it's absolutely flooding up bottom of this field. If you look way down there, absolutely flooded it. No doubt there's going to be carp in there and fish that aren't going to have any water left when it slows down a bit. So another question, who's opened the sluice gate again? This is as far as I can get here, this opening in trees. That's what it looks like through there. Not seen any fish yet, but there is a lot of water. But the problem we had last time is when that water dispersed away and went, the fish had nothing. So this might have to be part 1, I'm afraid. I'm going to have to go and get some more. I'll have to get my waders on and come back down, I think. So I've got changed, that's all. I weren't expecting them to have opened sluice gate like that, not without any prior warning again. So this bit over here as well, look, this is I'm walking back. Again, I can't see any signs of any fish, but that's just because of how deep it is. There's a lot of water here compared to last time. So I'm going to, what am I going to do? I've got as much as I can get on video footage. I think I'm going to quickly nip back to house, get some battery back in phone, waders on, come down and go on a bit of a mission further down and just see just how bad this damage is. We did have an agreement last time, I think, that they were going to try and let us know if they were planning on opening sluice gate again, and that's not been done. So I've just put all them carp and pike that I've got up into Lake 3 because I was a bit sceptical about putting them back into Lake 2 in case they ended up coming down here. Right, part 2 of this video. I've just gone home, got something to eat, had a drink, suffering with a lot of back pain, so I've had to quickly get a couple of tablets and get dropped back off down here. But I'm absolutely exhausted at the same time as well, so I need to make sure that I'm looking after myself as well. But I'm back down here, just going to walk down this path now. I'm just going to quickly check this opening where water comes out from sluice gate as well again, and I'll talk you through it as I'm going through as well. But Question now is, who's opened sluice gate? Canal River Trust, have they opened it, or have they given somebody else permission to open it that's working at actual construction site? But this is it again, I'll show you now. So that's it as it stands. If you look how close it is to the lip there, it's absolutely piling through at probably maximum capacity. So I'm going to walk down now, just to where that flooded field were a second ago that are on that last clip. And I'm going to try and make my way through and see if I can just spot any like obvious dangers. So let's go and see what we can see. So I know I've already brought you through this bit, but just grab another check just while I'm coming back through again. So yeah, that should be a little bit of concrete. You can see measurement there, look. It should be a little piece of concrete slab with just a trickle of water going over the top of it. And I have just heard a really big splash as I've been walking outside at the river here. So there could be a fish in there probably. Well, there's obviously going to be fish, but there's obviously one that's get itself away. So we'll go a bit further down now. But yeah, ultimately that just should be a tiny little trickle that into some clear water. Alright, so here we have the opening. It's actually getting deeper and deeper now. So I'm just going to slowly make my way through. I've got my waders on so I'm not knee deep in it. See how deep it is up to me now. Top it wellies on waders. But the actual brook itself comes down here and then flows down that little bit there. And it's actually flooded all this poor farmer's field here. So it wouldn't surprise me if there's actually a lot of fish in here. It'd be interesting to have a look. In fact, it's actually very dangerous to walk on. It's very soft. It's like a freshly ploughed field bit looks through it recently. So it's very dangerous to walk on that now. Further down, this is the brook. This is the normal sort of footpath around the field that's all covered in water. Here's the brook. There's another sort of fish defence here, but the water's actually going around the outside of it at the back. So there's another few posts in there as well that have got a net on. They could be housing fish, and again with this much flow going through it might not be good for them. This is that poor farmer's field anyway. I can't see this being a regular occurrence for him because not this much water comes through all at once. That sluice gate's rarely open. The only overflow that he gets coming through this brook is what comes down outside at Reservoir and then out. But this is your brook here. It's all up to maximum capacity. A little footbridge there, water, you can't even see hole underneath it anymore. That's the field, still welly deep in mud. I'm concerned about fish being in this bit. I've got a funny feeling there's probably going to be some, but time will tell, I guess. I'm going to have a nip back up tomorrow and probably day after, just as it starts to slowly die down, and just see if any fish are showing in shallow water. But here we are. Absolutely terrible. This field here, look, it's flooded all that field. You can actually see water flowing into the field there, look, front brook. So all that's gone under. I think there's actually horses at the top of that one as well. There is on this one. So we will continue down, but not a great sight. Luckily there's a lot of water here, so that's a good thing. That's the only positive about it, is a lot of water. But it's still disturbing knowing that there's a lot of big carp, skimmers, roach, pike are going to be in here again, same as last time. As you can see, it's not ideal. Here's a bit of a positive. So it's all flowing in down there, and it's actually gushing back out of this same field back into the brook there and down here as well. Still scanning for fish, mainly big stuff. They're what got caught up last time in all brambles and everything, so can try and eye any of them. That'd be ideal, but there's just plenty of water in it at the minute for that to become a problem. The issue is how they've got there. They've had to come down a concrete tunnel full of rocks, getting absolutely battered. I think it's definitely going to be a return job back tomorrow. Have a look in here. Not much to report there. Still plenty of water. It house fish, it's not ideal for them, definitely not carp, but we struggle to spot them in this water. I do know it does get shallower and shallower more you go down because it gets wider, so I'm just going to keep trotting down here. I don't want to just ignore bits, that's all, because it just gets worse and worse down towards Kiverton Waters. Yeah, it's getting shallower now, look. Any signs that I'm not really wanting to see are dead fish, but they're the ones that are going to be the easiest to spot, because like last time they just end up in little crevices and in little like sort of weirs where water current's not pulling them downstream anymore. See, further and further down we go, it's just going that little bit slower, a bit shallower. Can't see out here. Keep looking upstream as well. Alright, let's go a bit further down. So I've walked down a fair bit. You can see Crane over there in distance. That's at Artil Res. And I followed this brook that comes all the way down. Now, last time, me and a few others were under the impression that it actually flows into this little pond here between Artil Reservoir and Kiverton Waters fishing venues, fishing lakes. And it actually doesn't. There's another little overflow from this that feeds right back and then goes into this little sort of pond here, which has a little overflow which then drops back down into here. So what fish last time that we thought would end up in there actually don't. Now it doesn't look like much water, but it's about 3 foot deep there, believe it or not, and that's just hammering through. And just see if I can see any signs. I just thought at some point this does lead into Chesterfield Canal, but not straight in. It's like it's a bit of a built-up area where it actually goes in. So I thought I'll try and find that bit, because if there's going to be any fish there, that's where they're going to clog up. There, look, you can just see through there. That's where the outlet is for the little pond, and then all this stuff comes straight past it this way. But I'll have a look anyway and keep going. So just walking down side at Brook here, might just be able to see her down there. Little deer running off. And we've got, you can just see the white bums there, look. There's actually 3 there next to each other, one's looking at me now. But there's 3 deer over there as well. But yeah, I don't want to upset them too much. I'm just next to it, looks like a power plant there, but looks for it. Oh, there they go, look. Running off. Lovely to see that. And I do plan on going further. I'm just looking for areas with like a weir or an eddy where if any fish have died, we'll just sort of wash into the side like this. Look, see how it's like flowing past, but then you've got this bit that's like flowing in. This is where you normally see like rubbish and leaves and etc. So that's what I'm looking for. It's just there's still so much water going through. Wherever this goes, the fish that are in here have carried right down. So I want to keep going and just see if I can spot anything else. So opening sluice gates, push that much water down. There's the brook over there, and it's actually turned the footpath into a little stream itself as well. So there's more than just fish you've got to take into account when you start taking plug out of reservoirs, that's for sure. Rest on it just goes under stuff like that, look, and just carries on down towards Chesterfield Canal. Normally, from what I've just been told, there's hardly any water trickling through here at all, so it's a bit alarming, that's for sure. But this is the sort of thing fish have got to contend with when they open it up. Like this is bridge here, look, path there, and there's your brook, side there, and that's what they have to travel through, all fish. So it is a bit of a nightmare. Oh, kestrel, oh lovely. But definitely plenty enough water to house fish, especially big carp. No worries at all. The only problem is this water will drop down very fast. Just walking back and up this path here to then go that way up back towards Artil. This is where that little pond is that we put up fishing last time that was stranded in Brook. This water here, believe it or not, is level with the lake over there, so it's all backing up over here as well. Might just be able to see it out there. Look, that's lake water there, look, and it comes straight through bushes there, look, and straight here to my feet. So opening that sluice, like I keep saying, it has a knock-on effect in every possible way, and it's backed all the way up down here as well. And this is pond itself. So we did put some fish in here last time, simply because they had nowhere else to go. So nice healthy bit of water down here. It's got some depth to it as well. Still a bunch of lily pads over there at corner. Mad that for October, end of October anyway. And we put I think it me, Luke Stafford, Tanner Patterson, and a couple of the local chaps off the local Artill page. We got down and we started putting what we could in here. It's downstream water as well, so it's not as if it's any threat. A lot of people last time were commenting saying it's dangerous to do that. Well, it is if you're taking them upstream. Downstream, they're in their own water anyway, so nice healthy bit of water for them down here. This field now, I'm just on my way back. It's actually got even further up. It's no longer a trickle out here anymore. It's just flat with level at water in Brook, so it's filling up even more. It's actually spreading out a lot more up that way as well. It's quite deep, just up to my knees there. So I have to come down in the morning and just check there's no fish in here. Hopefully, if there is, they follow water back out when it drops back down again. But this is just ridiculous. It's absolutely flying in over there, the water. That's the brook. As you can see, other side at Brook field, it's all flooded as well, so that's going to have to be checked. Something's wanting me to go and actually just go up to Works and just ask, have you open outlet? See what they say, and just say, right, no worries, just asking, because you know we've got a problem. And then asking Canal and River Trust if they've authorised it to be open and see what their response is. But either way, things need to be put in place before they start opening it again like this. Those nets that are there, that's from last time, and they're absolutely knackered. They're no good. They're shot. What way up, there's actually some more netting here that I found. A couple of stakes there, one down there, and you can see it net. It's just absolutely ripped to bits. So that's not catching or stopping anything. So can't see much further up there. Well, that's another one anyway. Right, so there's Works. That's all dam wall there for Artill. I'm not stabbing these guys, so don't think I'm going to start kicking off, because I'm not. But this little thing going all the way up here, that's like a water outlet, but it looks quite nice, that. But as you can see just there in the middle, there's water trickling down as well. That isn't, well, it will be helping feed the brook, but that's not the main source of the brook. The main source of the brook comes underneath floor and then out through the bottom. So like last time, I'll just show you quickly. I was looking, considering where res is, I was trying to look down here for an outlet or a little like water flow under the bridge or something. I just couldn't understand how we'd got all them fish down in that tiny brook, so that's what my train of thought were. Then there was this little bridge here, and this little bridge is just that's all it is. So it's not really out like major, and I couldn't see any flowing water anywhere, so I thought I'll go and investigate, and that's when I ended up walking off into the woods and finding an outlet. Well, now I'm actually just going to pop up and just see if I can ask these guys. If they've opened it and they've been told to, is it their fault? I don't think so, no. And I don't say they will have just opened it off their own accord. But I'm just going to go and ask and just say, you know, sluice has been opened. Any idea who might have done it? Just so I can keep a record of it. So just going to see what they say. You're a site manager anyway, knocking about, or
that's what you have to. You won't want.
It's not actually to do with what you're doing here. It's to do with res. Sluice gate's been opened. I just wondered if
sluice gate's been opened where?
Basically, there's a massive plug in res, and it has to be undone on the main bank. As you look at it here.
Yes.
When you open it, it just dumps up water straight out into the woods.
Oh yeah. That's been open for months.
Well, we only come down yesterday and it was just a trickle. Yeah, I've just been down, so I've just spent all morning getting fish out of pond 2 back up into pond 3 because it floods.
Yes, of course.
But then I've come down here just to check, just to see. We come down quite a lot just to check flow at Brook. Because we've got some nets in there to catch any fish that do make it through. Right. And 3 at Farmers Fields are flooded.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Chat with horses on the right hand side of Brook. Yeah. It's all the way up to.
It is, yeah.
I just wondered if you knew.
So basically that valve's been open even because we broke through the dam here to build the new spillway. Yeah. Because we broke through, the valve has to be open because groundwater and whatever's going on still feeds through that stream. Right. So we've been monitoring it and basically it's just been working constantly as a trickle. But obviously as of last Friday when the storm came and the res filled up, that doesn't cope with the flow, obviously the drawdown. It's not big enough, it's only 10-inch pipe. So that's been left open. What happened was then the new structure we built is it weared over through our walls, flooded all our works, and it's now running down this field into the culvert, and that's now contributing to that as well. So at the moment they're trying to get Pebbly down. Now what they've done in the interim is MEM, who do the fish catching, are here this week, tomorrow possibly, but Friday definite, to go into pond 2 to do their search, electrocution if need be, to lift the fish, to then put them into the top pond.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, so what we don't know at the minute is potentially what's made it down. But what you're saying at the minute is, are you saying there's potentially fish that's gone through into the brook?
Oh, I've just seen them, yeah. So, pond, in Big Res here, we know it is 1, 2, 3. Yes. Whereas normally downstream, it's opposite way round. Right, yeah. But if you stand up bridge between Big
here
and
the next one,
you can actually see carp that have made it through. It's mad to think, if you look at the bridge between 3 and 2, where water's actually gone through all bushes. Yes. It has pushed there's loads of carp that have made it through. Right.
So they've ended up down here because this is the concern that CRT have raised already. We've had to get MEM on board because we know there will be a potential for them to come down. Yeah. What we can't do at the minute, and we've tried to do, is this fencing that we've got here, round there. What we suggested is if the water level goes down somewhat, we can crisscross a couple of panels and put them on top of the gabion baskets that create the box. Yeah. Because what's going to happen is the water's going to eventually it's going to reduce down and start wearing over the top of the wall and down into the lower draw off.
It's just the fish catching defensive in last time. It's still there, but it's just destroyed like all nets.
Well, that's not for fish. That wasn't for fish. That's the sediment. That's for silt. That one.
Oh right.
They were never put in for fish. Right. But at the moment, that water that's got to be cleaned out. But at the minute, that has been running only a trickle while the res has been empty because there's a constant feed from Pebbly because it obviously breaches the dam. So that's been constant. So at the moment, that's now running full bore, and obviously we've now got the contribution of this water that's coming through the res walls as well, because it's above the level, and because Pebbly because Pebbly's fully open at the moment. Yeah. So maybe after this conversation, I go back to Lee now and say, I know dam safety is critical to you guys, and that's what's more important because Pebbly apparently has got water in at a level that's not been up for 4 years.
Yeah, well, they're saying that.
So at the moment, it's detrimental to the dam safety up there without it bursting. So it may be that I just go and say we need to ease Pebbly to prevent the fish coming further. I'll speak with Lee now and see what we can do about Pebbly.
Yeah, all right, mate. I just thought
they're here this week. They're here for a couple of days, and obviously going to deal with 2 first, and then come down here. And you've just confirmed what they thought.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
All right, then, that's great.
Lovely. Cheers, Darren, mate.
No worries.
Cheers, bud. So, just spoke to a lovely chap there called Darren. He's saying that the sluice gate hasn't been opened any more than what it already is. And he says it's been like it for months, so my guess is that the sluice gate is still exactly where it should be, but the magnitude of pressure that the lake's now under with all the water in it, it might have just forced it open that little bit more. It doesn't seem like he's a malicious guy. It's quite easy to pick up on stuff when they know they've done something and it's a bit of a grey area. He seems a really genuine guy as well. They know what they're doing. They managed to point out pretty much everything aspect wise to it works what they're doing. And he pretty much said everything that he needed to say. He's going to have a chat about slowing Pebbly down to a point where it flow down up here as well. So he said, me telling him where I've seen down at Brook, he's kind of confirming what he needs to know to do that. So before I get in the car and dive off, I'm going to nip back up to res, and just have another quick look, just for peace of mind. I like the place, come on, you've got to give me that. So I'm having it back up anyway, and just have a look. Something's telling me to go and have a look, so I'm going to go and have a look. There's not really much more we can do. I can do, you can do, whoever's, you know, there's more people involved than you think. It's not just me. I do know some locals have been down. There's not really much more that can be done. So I gambled this morning and put the fish back up into pond 3 where they came out of that shallow water, put them back up into pond 3. That meant that they had a better chance at some deeper water. Yeah, they can come back over that overflow again, no problem. But the water level's dropping every hour. It's dropping like a couple of millimeters every hour. So, have I done the right thing? Personally, yeah, I think so. That's where they went last time when they were netted out. I know we didn't have a lot of water coming over, but they're also the situation when they were spawning really heavily. We got some out then, and they was returned back to pond 3. Keeping them in pond 2, the middle lake, it'd be perfect. Unfortunately, they'll still make their way into Big Res. We've got a sluice gate issue in there. When the water level drops, it'll be an absolute nightmare finding the fish because it's just full of trees, weeds, you name it. Like there's bushes in there taller than I am, and I'm 6'2". That's what you don't want. That's going to be an absolute nightmare. If you can keep enough water in the res to which the workmen can still get their contracts done, that'll be fine. I think that might be what's happening at the minute. I have spoke to him, like you've seen in that clip. I did go and have a chat with him. His name's Darren. I don't think that there's a malicious bone in his or their bodies. If it's been opened, I dare say it's because they've been told to, or because they've requested it to be open and someone's turned around and told them yes, and it's been opened. He's saying that it's been the same for months, but as you've seen from the previous video, when I went down to the outlet in the woods the other day, you can see the water trickling out. It's not really coming out very fast. There's loads of room underneath the lid of the opening. Today I've gone down. He's claiming that it's not been touched, the sluice gate, but it's coming out at maximum capacity. So there's obviously a difference there, and the sluice gate has been covered with the same amount of water regardless. So I mean, he seemed a nice guy as well. He was talking in a sense that he just wants to get on with the job, and they just really want to get on with it. Every time I've walked around the place, and I know people say they're dragging their feet, and I agree. There's obviously a reason why it hasn't been done on time, but there was a time earlier on in the year where they said that they might be finished early because they'd cracked on with it so much. We've had a blind in the summer as well, so there were plenty of opportunities for them to like really crack on with work. But unfortunately, I'm not in that trade, so I can't say anything. It won't be my place to say regardless. But the way you were talking and the amount of times I've been down to Reservoir, they're always on move. There always seems to be something happening. There's always wagons going everywhere. So no, I don't think it'd be a malicious act if it were. They just want to get on with the job. A few fish have gone down the outlet. I did see a few. There were definitely a carp. There will be more, obviously. There's always more that you can't see them. There are a few silvers as well, a few little skimmers and roach that have gone down. But naturally, they're in there anyway. They get flushed down through little tiny streams and everything anyway. And it's sad. It is nature, unfortunately. It's just what we have to deal with. Whales get washed up on beach, for example. There's nothing we can do about it. But the fish defence, I think 100%, and I'll propose it to Canal and River Trust as well. I'll sort an email tonight or tomorrow. Needs to be between pond 2 and pond 1. That way, if we get a fish breach from pond 3 with maximum fish coming through, they can be controlled easier in there. It can be electroprodded and netted easier. There's still plenty of open silt in there, so the fish won't get lost in the bushes and weeds, etc. There's also great access to a fish barrier under the bridge. You can get down either side of the bridge and you can access the barrier there for maintenance, installation, etc. I think it'd be really easy to install. The fish barrier that I've actually recovered today at the start of this video, or mid-video, wherever it ends up, that'd be great. I think that'd be perfect. You could put them posts into the floor where the water goes under the bridge, and the rest of the lake kind of catches all the debris, like the sticks and twigs and everything, so it wouldn't get clogged up. But even if it did, it's still very manageable in that area to go down and just quickly unblock it by hand. Like, I can walk across there in my waders, sometimes wellies. It's not very deep at all, it's really shallow, which is perfect. And it means that you can access pond 2 really easily to do your electropodding and netting, for example. I think that's a great idea. Definitely needs proposing, but 100% needs acting on, because it'll save an absolute mountain of work trying to find and locate carp, whether it be electropodding or netting them in pond 1. There's no way you're going to net it anymore. There's too much bushes and weeds underwater. There's no way you're going to get them out. And then it can fill up as much as it likes. Water can pass through whenever. You can whack that sluice gate open whenever you like, and work can commence. Water can flow. That water actually flowing down through the brook, it's disturbing farmers' fields, which is a nightmare. I'd hate to be a farmer and that happening. But it is really cleaning out that brook as well. So, you know, it's a bit of a blessing in disguise, but you know, it's a bit of a pain for farmers as well, I'm guessing. This time of year, are we really worried as a farmer? I don't know. Like I say, I'm not one of them either, so I can't say. But I'm just going to conclude this video here. Sorry it's been a long one. I'd just like to get in as much detail as possible, simply because these things need documenting. And if I were just to go and take a couple of pictures every now and again and say, oh, look what I found, it won't be sufficient enough if we needed it later on down the line for restocking, claiming, anything like that. So we need to make sure that we document as much as we can. And resources like the fish barrier, for example, that had to come out. There was no way that was staying in there, otherwise it would have sank. It was quite heavy. Water levels would have got up, it would have disappeared, fish could have got caught in it. And not only that, but when water is back up to capacity, that would have been an absolute nightmare of a snag as well. So not only that, but like I said earlier on, these things cost money. You know, someone's obviously been invoiced to make it, someone's been invoiced for the parts to put it together, and also there's been probably a massive invoice somewhere down the line for that to be installed as well. So, you know, try and save every penny we can. Makes sense. But I'll leave it there. Just want to say thank you for watching. There's going to be a follow-up because I need to come down tomorrow or day after and check out water levels, see if we can see any fish in some shallower water in the brook as well. And hopefully we can get them relocated back up to pond 3 as well. But it's just nature, guys. It's unfortunate that it's happening, and I know it's hard to see for a lot of you, especially some of you specimen anglers that just sit focusing on these carp day in, day out. But, you know, at least we're not sat doing absolutely nothing. So, you know, it's good that me and a few others, whatever, that at least somebody's going out and doing something about it. You know, I'm still yet to get in touch with bailiff and find out what's going off. No one's seen him for months, weeks on end. It'd be nice to have a bailiff down there on days like today, just so, you know, the guy's in charge at place. It'd just be nice for him to get it all first hand. If anyone's going to make any noises and be listened to, it's going to be somebody that actually runs the place. And unfortunately, I don't have that power to force people down there. So if you don't want to be there, you don't want to be there. But thanks for watching anyway. Remember to like and subscribe if you've not already. And I'll see you on the next one, which will probably be tomorrow or day after. Cheers for watching.